Welcome to Sober Talk. I'm Dennis and I have lived experience of alcohol. If you or anyone you know is struggling with alcohol, please call Alcoholics Anonymous on 1300 222222 or check out their website on aa.org.au. I'll just run through the preamble of Alcoholics Anonymous. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other. They must solve their common problems and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses or opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety.
Hello, I'm Kira and I'm an alcoholic. Thank you for taking the time to hear me. My drinking started. Firstly, I'd like to thank Dennis for being of service, and I'd like to thank my higher power for being with me. I prayed a lot before I came on to Sober Talk today. I prayed to God to remove my fear and direct my thinking to what He would have me be. And I want to start off by talking about this concept of a higher power. When I came into AA, I was so shaken and so rattled by what alcoholism had done to me that I didn't see the God word on the banners as a bad thing anymore. And I had been, I had a lot of family trauma around religion growing up. And when I came into AA, I was so spiritually broken, so spiritually bankrupt. Alcoholism had really taken everything from me, that when I came into AA, I was absolutely defeated. I was willing to give anything a go. I'd become a daily blackout drinker, a 4 or 5 litre bean cask a day blackout drinker. And my first meeting, I was shaking so hard I could barely stand up straight. And this beautiful woman, who won't be named, she came out of the meeting and she took my hand and she sat with me. And I cried and she ripped her tissue in half and she gave me half her tissue. I just remember that now, just that part. But she held my hand and she sat with me as I cried, and I had no idea what was going to happen. I just knew that I needed help. And I knew that there was hope in the rooms of AA. And I felt so inspired by what I heard. I didn't hear too much because I was in so much fear and I was so scared of what was going to happen. But as the meeting finished up and people surrounded me, I felt so loved. And so safe. People were so kind, and I hadn't had that for a really long time. Just this generosity and kindness. There had been a lot of shame and negativity in my mind about what a bottom feeder I was and how I was going nowhere in life. Alcoholism, the ism I have come to understand, is a disease, a dis-ease of the mind and body. I become so restless, irritable and discontent that I need something to help me calm my nerves and help me get through life. I'm very grateful that Alcoholics Anonymous has taught me that alcohol was my solution to my alcoholism, and picking up a drink was just something that I used to ease my discomfort. But what I really have is a spiritual malady, this spiritual bankruptcy, and I need to fill the alcohol void with something. And AA gives me a program, a really beautiful, simple program. It's not always easy. I still stumble, but people are there to help me. They help me. I reach out my hand and there are people there. Instead of picking up a drink, I pick up the phone and I reach out and I go, can you help me with this problem? What do I do today? Or what's your advice? Or how do I get through this? And people will give me their support. People will take the time. And I've been meeting people lately that, will have a fifth of my sobriety time or, 5 years younger than me. And they give me such beautiful advice. It is so cunning, baffling, and powerful. This disease, this dis-ease, I love to say it like that because it's so hard for me sometimes to think I'm such a sick person, but I've come to accept that I'm a sick person. I'm a sick person. I've got this sickness in my mind. It really does want to kill me. It really does want to kill me. And it took leaving the rooms to understand and see how much my mind gets really out of shape with fear, with shame, with guilt. And I have been trying lately to concentrate more on the halts recently, which is something that doesn't get shared so much lately, but it did more so when I came in, and it does in some other fellowships. Hungry, angry, lonely, thirsty, tired. I try and bring it back to these really simple basics when I'm running rough. Hungry, angry, lonely, thirsty, tired. Hungry, angry, lonely, thirsty, tired. If I keep checking on these things, I make sure I'm eating 3 meals a day. Angry, I can talk to someone about my angers. Hungry, angry, lonely, pick up the phone and talk to someone. Hungry, angry, lonely, thirsty, I drink lots of water. I was drinking 4 or 5 litres of goon a day of cheap wine. I drink lots of water. I don't shame myself for having coffee or the occasional soft drink or something else. Hungry, angry, lonely, thirsty, tired, and I make sure that I get enough sleep. I try and keep myself in good shape, and these things have been helping. And what's really important to me is making sure that I get to meetings and talking to other alcoholics. Because even though I've got a little bit of sobriety time, I recently celebrated 9.5 years, which to me just baffles me because I still sometimes feel undeserving of that. Even though I know in my heart I am, God wouldn't have given it to me. I wasn't. I still have to do meetings. I need to connect with other alcoholics. The world is full of such a complicated, multi-dimensional, multifaceted group of individuals. I need to connect with people who are like me and don't drink I live with someone who drinks, and that's okay. You know, they're allowed to have alcohol. We went out for their birthday recently, and that was really lovely. And I was sitting around their friends and family, and they could have wine and beer, and I just sat on my soft drink and I sipped it slowly. And no, it really amused me to see how much people consume, how much liquid people can put inside of them. And I think, wow, that used to be me. I need to go back to my meetings and share these stories and have a safe place where I can go back and connect with people who don't drink and have that reminder that it's not my solution anymore. My solution to life is working this program and having a higher power in my life. Having a higher power in my life has really helped me understand that I'm not the one running the show. I'm not the one that has my best interests at heart. I'm not the one that's doing my life. To be honest, my life is none of my business. And I've had to really struggle and fight with this before I can take my hands off it. And some days I still want to hang on to it really hard and have it my way. And how I know it's not me doing it, it's my higher power doing it, is I'll make plans. And then something will happen. I might spill my coffee, or I'll forget that I have to hang my washing out, or something will intervene and go, this is still the universe's plan. It's not my plan, it's the universe's plan. My thinking, my life led me to drinking. By the time I was 26, I was a daily blackout drunk. I'd stopped going to work. I'd stopped connecting with people. I was an isolator. I'd stopped showering. I stopped making meals. I'd stopped doing all the things that I need to do to take care of myself. And somehow my higher power got me into AA. The universe got me into AA and said, here, here's a better way of living. Let us help you. And AA outlines a program for living. If I can take my hands off and let it be, it shows me a really beautiful way of living. Follow these steps. One, I'm not going to go through them all, but the first one is the most important, I believe, is admitting that I'm powerless over alcohol, admitting that I'm powerless over this dis-ease, that my life can become really quickly unmanageable. And I need to work a program, and I need to have a higher power to come back and to be in the world with human beings, because I'm such a fearful creature. I drink because I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of being in the world with people. And alcohol eased my fears, but only for a really, really short time. It helped me live with people and feel like a free spirit, but it was false. It lied to me. And when I woke up the next day, I'd have the shakes. I'd have restless, irritable discontentness all over again. And I just want to keep drinking. And now with a program of action, with AA's help, I can do all of it just without the drinking. I don't have to be a slave to the alcohol anymore, and that's really nice. I can be around people who are drinking. I don't tempt that. I don't purposefully just go sit in a bar and, have a soda water just because. But if I need to go into a bar for work, sometimes I do some events. Or if someone, like I said, my housemate had a birthday, I can go into these places and go, I have this safety because I have my higher power. And I have AA. I can phone another member I can go to meetings. I have this spiritual blanket wrapped around me that keeps me safe and keeps me protected. And as long as I keep working my program, I feel like everything's going to be okay. But this is one day at a time, and it's contingent on my own well-being, my own putting in the action, which is why I'm bringing up and doing this sober talk, because I need to be of service. I need to give back to AA. AA has given me so much. How I mentioned that I came in to AA and these beautiful people just surrounded me and loved me back to life. And I need to remember that there are people coming into the rooms and they need to have that same love. And I want to give that love out too. I want to give that back. I really believe that the universe's message, God's message, I'm very spiritual, not religious, but I'm so comfortable with using the word God. I just think it's a really beautiful, powerful way to navigate the power of the universe. I really believe that God works through people and sends messages and sends love, very specific messages or different bits and pieces through people. And I think that's really, really incredible when people are reaching out for help or reaching out for support. I want the hand of AA always to be there. For that, I am so truly, truly grateful. I would be 9.5 years sober without what this fellowship has given to me. I feel so incredibly blessed and so incredibly grateful. And I think I'll leave it there. I think that's coming up close to time.
How did you find out about Alcoholics Anonymous?
Oh, thank you, Dennis. That's such a good question. I actually Googled it, I think. And my sister, she was in NA. She was in NA and she knew the program of recovery. So she said to me once, when you're drinking, when you feel like you can't control it, you let me know and we'll get to a meeting. And I Googled AA and I just watched people on the internet. I just watched them getting better and I sat there and I just cried, but something really hit me. I was just Googling AA for half a day crying, and I remember sitting there hungover from the night before thinking it's either I go to the bolo and I get another cast or I ring my sister and we go to an AA meeting. And she took me to a meeting. She took me to a meeting that night and it was the best thing that had ever happened to me, the most scariest thing that ever happened, but the best thing that ever happened. It was amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your share, Karen.
Thank you, Dennis.
We have local meetings for the full week in the local area. Monday is Gala meeting at 8 o'clock. Tuesday is Elizabeth East at 8 o'clock. Wednesday is Elizabeth East at 8 o'clock. Thursday is Two Wells at 8 o'clock. And Friday is Salisbury at 8 o'clock. There's a meeting at Daveron Park at 12 o'clock, and on Sunday there's a meeting in Salisbury at 7 o'clock, and many other meetings in the area. For details of your local meetings, please phone 1300 22 22 22. And once again, if anyone you know is struggling with alcohol issues, please call Alcoholics Anonymous on 1300 22 22 22. The website is aaSouthAustralia.org.au.